This is the Making Waves Mindset Show with your hosts, Richard Biase
and Dave Moskowitz. Learn from our journey as we share the ups and downs
of being your own boss. Well, welcome everyone to another fine edition of the Making Waves Mindset Show with beautiful Dave Moskowitz and Richard Biase. Dave,
welcome to the episode that you've all been waiting for.
It's the eyes of the beholder, Dave. Come on,
That's true. I know. I just got to get our listeners hyped up, right?
That's right.
Got to throw something new at them. We never put out any podcasts or advertisements on Instagram or anything that say the next episode is what you want to listen to. This is the one. So
yeah,
got to start it off fun, right? This is the episode you've all been waiting for. No.
It could be, it could be for that person who just needs that next mindset shift. And if it's your first time listening to the Making Waves Mindset Show, this is a community where Dave and I have wanted to share our journey of leaving policing into becoming our own bosses. Coincidentally, we have two simultaneously operating franchises in different places that we're getting off the ground along with other business ventures. But it's a show that's designed to change your mindset. We want to show you the ups and downs that you can leave the 9-to-5. You can be your own boss. What are you waiting for?
That's right.
So if it's your first time listening, Dave, what do we say to our beautiful?
Well, first we say welcome. And
yes.
Enjoy the show. If you're subscribed or you haven't subscribed, please just click the button and subscribe. Watch us on your favorite episodes of podcasts that you listen to all the time, whatever mechanism you use, YouTube. I can't even think of the word. Whatever app you use, right?
Your platform of choice, Dave.
I sound so old, eh? I'm like, that Google thing.
No, Ask Jeeves. Don't you remember? Listen, you're lucky I knew what that was, and I've used it before, but I think you scared a lot of our audience that, back in the day of Ask Jeeves and writing into stone.
I truly forget sometimes how old I am.
I thought you were 35.
I know. I don't wish I was younger. I'm happy with the age I am. I'm enjoying my life so far, and it's been a great journey. And this is only the beginning of a new chapter, which is really fun. Mm-hmm. But yes, as I was saying, subscribe to whatever platform you're listening to us on or watching us on. Make sure you leave a comment. If you're enjoying it, please leave a review, leave a comment. It is very beneficial for us to see those and listen to those and have some feedback so that we can improve the show and build from it and grow. But if you don't enjoy the show, like I always say, send it to someone who might. You might not enjoy it. You might not find anything valuable in it, or maybe it's something we've already spoken about and you've already heard it and you've done it, or you're moved on from it, or you're ahead of us. Yeah. Send it to someone who's not. Give some inspiration.
I think we should also give a shout out. I won't name names, but somebody said our shows could be longer. You know who you are. You have inspired Dave and I.
That's right.
To push the envelope. No, listen, in all seriousness, we get the show going organically as best we can. And I was blushing. I'll admit, Dave, when you told me that, I was blushing because I was like, man, people really enjoy hearing us.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's touching to hear that. But we've had some shorter single episodes, but that's just because Dave and I, we've gotten to the point of what we wanted to share. But there are longer ones. So thank you for those who are just so connected and go, this is great stuff. I really wish they were longer. There's so much to learn. I held back a tear. It was really, no, for real. It was really impactful. I was like, wow. I'm like, geez.
It's nice to hear that actually, we've done such
it's been a lot of hard work for us.
Yeah, we've done a lot of hard work. Yeah. We put our time together. Sorry, I need to drink a water.
That's okay. I'll keep talking while Uncle Dave here clears his throat with water. But no, we have put a lot of time into the show, and we try to mix up the content with, as Dave said, the show has people who are in our current kind of timeline of opening a business, or who are still in the 9-to-5 thinking about making that concrete foundation, or those who are advanced. So kind of depending on what's the flavor that Dave and I are seeing and what we're dealing with in our business is kind of where the ideas come from and where the guests want to go. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, but Dave and I don't like the interviews. We just want to have the organic conversation. So we dive into the guests. Okay, we'll hear, just stop for a second. It's because it's the real thing. It's not scripted. There's no Dave and I have plotted this whole correspondence email, what's approved to be said, what's not. It's honest, it's genuine from our guests and from the both of us. So
That's right. That's right. That being said,
that being
I
said,
think what we're going to do today is we're going to take a step back, because
yes,
this might be your first episode listening
it
to us.
could
You
be.
might not have gone back to episode 1.
Yeah.
You might not have cared to follow us from the beginning, but you've heard of us now and you're jumping into listening to us now or watching us on YouTube. So we're going to jump back into some topics and sort of bring those up to the forefront, and maybe our mindset have changed, and
That's a
maybe
good
our
point.
information has changed on what we believe, because we are
Yeah.
this much further ahead from where we were last year.
Yeah. I think as we hit the year end, Dave, to that point, I've noticed a lot of changes. And I think in some of the past podcasts, we've kind of contradicted maybe some of our previous statements of how we felt or perceived certain things in the space. But one of them that's huge is goal setting right now, as I kind of look at. And that was a thing we wanted to touch base on today is we're at the end of the year. This is Q4. It's the last business quarter of the year. And whether or not you have that business going, are you where you want to be?
Yeah.
Are you one of those people who is just waiting for, I'll just do it next year, January 1st, New Year's resolution, pop champagne, or are you strategically taking action right now? Why are you not getting started now? And I think there's a lot of precious time. And I know at the end of the year right now, things get crazy because it's Christmas, it's the holidays, Dave, you celebrate Hanukkah. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But we need to make time to get to our goals because we're not going to waste a month and a half.
Yeah. When you
You
actually
know?
look at the time, it is short. The
It
year
is
is
short.
almost done.
It is.
And your goals need to start just now.
Yeah.
Don't put them off and say January 1st I'm going to start. Don't do those New Year's resolutions. It's not helping you do anything. Have goals
Yeah.
in mind and just start them now. There shouldn't be any reason why you couldn't start your goals now, no matter what they are, whether it be fitness, whether it be business, whether it be learning something new,
Totally.
education. Maybe you want to get pregnant. Maybe you
Yeah.
want to have children.
Yeah.
Start now. Start
Yeah.
now.
Get it going.
Be like rabbits.
Yeah.
Start.
For those of you who don't want to have the children right now, that's okay.
That's
can
fine.
relate. That's
be
fine.
Like you can be like rabbits too.
That's right. But in all seriousness, there are things that we can do that Dave and I have discussed on the show with those goals. We use the backdrop of our phone screensavers to create goals and visions. Maybe there's something that, you don't want to take action on right now, but you can start for next year in terms of planning. I might let you get away with that one if you can put pen to paper, go to Canva, go online, build something yourself, and have a document that's on the back of your phone so you can see all the time, okay, my goal for January is this. And it's a daily reminder for you to make sure you're accomplishing that. But there's still so much time now. And right now in these next 3-4 weeks, it could be go to Canva and get this done long before Christmas.
Sure.
Make sure you have clear clear attainable goals. Break them into small chunks so you can get going now. And if having kids is one of them, well, get started tonight, kids.
That's right. That's right. Pop the bottles. Turn on some Barry White and
Very white. Dave, have you ever been in a Tesla and you put on the romance mode?
No.
Okay, for those, so I own a Tesla. There is a setting called romance mode. If you're there with your significant other and you turn it on, the heat starts blasting at the highest temperatures.
No way.
The screen turns on to a classic wood-burning fireplace, crackling wooden flames, and then Barry White comes on, baby.
That's the mood, eh?
It sets the mood. The seats go back,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cannot confirm or deny I've been through that.
Elon Musk has the thought of everything, right?
Well, look, okay, hold on a second. Let's take a step back. We can tie this into the show, Twitter. Here is somebody who, that's crazy. He thought of something and did it. I don't care about your politics. Dave and I are neutral on the topic.
Yeah.
The point is, he went after something big and now owns the largest platform for speech. Like, that's an attainable goal. And he started just with PayPal. He was a kid that studied the University of Regina. Like, he's from, lived in Canada. Like, it's just, the perspective of you can get to something that extreme, but what are we doing now before the end of the year? Dave, do you have anything that you want to get going before the end of the year? Is there something you want to share? I can share
Yeah,
likewise. And
yes, definitely. So for those who I haven't really talked about it on here, but I got injured, and I don't want to make excuses because some of my excuses are pathetic, and I know they're pathetic, and it's just me being lazy. But I ended up having some major knee pain a couple months ago, and so I stopped working out. And probably one of the biggest mistakes I did was actually stop working out. I know previously on a recording, I had some chest issues. And when I went to Costa Rica and I hurt myself, and I worked through that and continued going to the gym and use that motivation.
it was a funny episode about
It
Costa
was.
Rica.
It was.
You guys should go listen to it.
This time when I got injured, I didn't have the same motivation behind me. I had lost my motivation, so I left the gym entirely, which looking back for the past couple months was probably the biggest mistake I made. But now realizing it, I figured out what was wrong. I had a tear in my meniscus in my right knee.
Mhm.
It took a while to get diagnosed in our wonderful Canadian healthcare system. It took a while to get the doctor's appointments and scans and whatnot. So I figured out what it is, spoke to the doctor, found out that they used to do some surgery here in Canada where they would go in there and clean up the mess of your meniscus tear, fix you up, and then send you on your way, but they don't do it anymore. So I got told it'll grow back and it'll fix itself over time.
Oh, wow.
So I sort of got that diagnosis a little while ago. Knee pain's still there, but not as severe. So I said, you know what? I got to get back into it.
Mhm.
So my goal right now is to get back into fitness world and get back into shape because I sort of let myself go, which I'm not proud of, but it is what it is. It's I didn't have the mental toughness that I should have had going into this, and for some reason it just all fell apart. And looking back on it, I could probably sit here and make excuses all day, but it was just a matter of being lazy and not having the personal motivation to get up and go to the gym. That's ultimately what it is. Because I could have worked out my upper body. I could have watched every morsel of food going into my mouth, made sure I don't eat too much.
But it's not like you sit around like Homer Simpson eating potato chips and donuts. Like you are active. You're out walking the dogs. You're walking the neighborhood. You're going to and from river. And I think that's the other thing we always forget, like cardio. For those who are really big into fitness, nutrition, I'd like to say I am, but I don't have the physique to show it. I just really find huge interest in it. The more about just being generally active, Dave, doing these little things is beneficial. We get so caught up on you got to run on the treadmill for 5 hours. Like, no, it's the worst thing you can do. It's okay to walk. Walking is your form of cardio. It's perfect, and you're doing that. But I know what you're saying. It's those just listen. You already know what you need to do. It's just fine tuning a few things here and getting yourself back in. Kind of like when I was telling you in the other episode, I fell off the wagon with my daily tasks. It's like I get up, start doing all the big things, or I do something, but I'm like, no, but what about these small things? And my board behind me, it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then you just find yourself making the adjustments. We spoke about it on the podcast, hold yourself accountable and get going a little bit more on it.
Yeah. So I started back today.
Good for you.
Yeah, I started back today, modified some of the workouts so that I wouldn't have any pains in my knees and got my butt kicked today. And so today starts the journey again. And my goal for the new year is get back into the same fitness conditioning I was in before my knee pain a couple months ago.
Yeah. You'll be there before you know it.
You know what? It's so interesting how fast it goes away. And everyone's DNA is different and everyone's genes are different, but I have the fat man gene. And if
Endomorph.
what's that? Endomorph.
The endomorph.
Yeah, the endomorph. If I don't lose calories every day, I just continuously gain. People burn calories at different rates. For me, I burn the least amount of calories you could ever burn.
You know what's funny? So I think
around.
Dave, Yeah, I shared with you when I was living in Calgary. There were huge, great gym community there. I met some incredible people, and there would be guys who would be like paper thin, but chiseled,
Yeah.
lean, abs, mean. They're like, but Richard, I want to be like your physique, and you're looking at them like Dave and I would be like, we want to look like you, but they have it so much harder because they have to not only push themselves to the extreme, but eat so much food that they can't even stomach anymore.
Yeah.
But Dave and I are just naturally gifted with the ability to move and lift heavy things, but we have to not eat as much. It's just funny how it's always like opposites attract to the eye of the beholder of what you want to do. But I always remind myself of that. Okay, the journey's difficult, but also think about this one person who wants to have the big stature and they just can't get it because they have to, like,
it's very crazy. There's there's a cross selection of people out there who are dying to put on mass.
Totally.
And then there's a ton of endomorphs and a ton of people who are obese and overweight who are just dying to lose the weight, right?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. But that being said, so that's my goal that's my personal goal going into 2023 is to get back to where I was a couple months ago and get back into my routine of working out in the mornings and doing all that again. So it is, we started today.
Good for you, Dave. And it falls back perfectly to episode 5 and 4 of the show. Stop being soft.
Yeah.
You're recognizing what the hell. I'll tell you an example as well. Just recent. So 2 weeks ago, no, maybe 3 weeks ago now, I got like crazy sick, wicked. And I was doing the 75 hard program again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 3 or 4 weeks in. I can't remember the exact number. I forgot to take a picture. Restarted the program again.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks in, sick, Halloween night, boom, out. And I'm like, what the hell? Gone for 2 weeks. Okay, rebound. And it's just like, I'm not feeling the energy of being up every day at 4:45, 5, starting to lift weights. It's the same thing. It's like, but recognizing that you and I go, okay, stop being a wiener, get up and get back at it again. I think what's important for all of us is we start looking at the goals and we start trying to really finish off this year on a strong note. Is we've heard other podcasters talk about when you hear that voice, and we've talked about it before, just like, I don't want to do it. Like there was something with the dogs. I won't share. It was something so silly, but my little dog Duke wanted something. I was like, I'll do it later. I said, why are you doing it later? I caught that voice and I took care of what I had to do now. And little Dookie was happy, right? It's just something so small like that. This morning, it's like, the alarm's going off. You want to hit snooze, but it's like, no, the goal is continue your strength training, watch what you're eating, what you're doing, acknowledging that voice, snuffing it out and getting done what you need to do, but you feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I've noticed, Dave, really, I don't know, it's kind of bugged me for a while. When you don't start your day off right with those small wins, I think it sets you back for failure later in the day. And I really saw that after I got back from, that sickness around just after Halloween, the 31st there. And the first few weeks of November, it was like, I'll do it later. I won't do that, but I'll get started on these other things I need to do for my business in the afternoon. And then guess what wasn't coming to fruition the way I thought?
Yeah.
Those business obligations. And then I'm like, why am I so hard on myself? It's like, well, all you had to do is get up, fatty, go lift some weights. And you didn't do that. And then you missed your walk because it was getting cold or, something came up. You had to deal with that. And then it was like a domino effect. And we're not realizing this voice that's preventing us from doing what we have to do. And it just sets your day for failure. So, getting back to it's okay. I got my strength training done. I've already done my walk today. I've already accomplished a bunch of business obligations. Now we're doing the show. It's like, okay, I'm on a roll. What's next?
Yeah.
But to tie into it even further, Dave, I think there's a thing. I don't know if you've noticed, there are certain times of the day where certain things I can only do. It's like a mind thing. It's your best efforts, your best abilities to accomplish tasks. I don't know. Let's just say if you're very analytical, or actually let's go back to simple thing, reading a book. When was your best time to read a book? Remember last year when we were into phase 1?
Yeah.
Probably, was it the morning for you?
Yeah. I would do it first thing in the morning. I would go to the gym, come back, have my coffee, read,
Yes.
go for a walk.
Perfect. So imagine you were doing that in the
that
afternoon.
was my routine.
But imagine you were doing it in the afternoon. You probably wouldn't have the patience to sit there, read the book. Your
Yeah.
mind is, I want to do something else in the afternoon. That should have been something that you need to do in the morning. It's those small things that we can't let our minds soften our
Right.
integrity of getting done. It's those small things. And that's what I've really recognized the last little while going, I'm noticing this where my brain's best performance. I feel like I'm like an Intel Mac Core dual processor here. It's like it only works so well when it's cool at this time, but if you're asking it to do this, it won't. It's
Right.
designed to do something else later. So I'm kind of throwing a bunch of things out there to the audience, but here's some things that you might be going, holy shit, Richard, I know what you're talking about. Dave, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's start applying these to the goals and really listening to what's up here and not just floating along in the river. You got to make waves. That's the whole thing in our show. You got to freaking take action and just acknowledge when that's happening and stop it and make it right.
Yeah, it's definitely true when you talk about those little wins.
Yes.
Getting up in the morning at 5:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning and getting to the gym is a win. And the way you look at that and the way it makes you feel after is, look, I've already done this.
Yeah.
Everything else is easy today. I've already got out of bed. I got my butt out of bed in the nice cold winter day when you just want to stay in bed. I've already got there's a guy on social media. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He cracks me up. His name is on Instagram is Papa Swolio. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't know. Now I'm Papa Swolio.
He's this like Nordic looking guy. He's muscular. He films he films himself in the woods. I'll play you a little thing that he says. It's almost daily, and it's like my motivation every day, but I just find it funny. Here, listen.
All about you. I know what you're doing right now. I know you're not at the fucking gym. Don't make me. They told me about you. I know all about you. I know what you're doing right now. I know you're not at the fucking gym. You smell that? You smell that? It smells like bullshit excuses. Is that coming from you? Looks like it is. Time to change those habits now, isn't it? Go to the fucking gym.
It's true.
He cracks me up. He films himself just talking to the camera saying, go to the fucking gym. Get off your phone. Go to the fucking gym. It's ironic because he's filming these videos, but he's like, his all about thing about it is just go work out. Go do something.
You have to.
Stop sitting there. I just find it hilarious.
Especially getting to winter, you get you just go crazy if you're cramped up in your home or at work and you're not challenging your mind. Like that, I'm using a lot. Like you use, what was that?
Literally. I stopped saying it.
I thought of you because I heard it the other day. Yeah.
I got it out of my vocabulary.
I feel like a schoolgirl.
You know what it is? They're filler words. Yeah. They're totally filler words. So I was listening to somebody the other day. They were talking about how to improve your speech when you're speaking to crowds, when you're speaking on the phone, when you're speaking to slow down.
That's right.
And pause.
Slow down. Yeah.
If you allow the pauses to be there, people will hold on to what you're going to say.
It's very valid, Dave. It's a very, very true piece of advice there.
Yeah. Bit off topic, but
that's okay. Hey, listen, it's about sharing what we know.
We
could be inspiring a future speaker out there, and then they'll be on the show.
Yeah. See? But your goals, make sure you stay on track. Put them down. Get them down on paper. Make sure you put them somewhere. Make a vision board. Write them down
too.
Yeah. Make a vision board. That's important. You wanna be buff like Papa Swolio? Put a picture of him.
Crazy.
Put his Nordic picture. You gotta look him up. It's funny. Put a Nordic picture up on your wall full of muscles, long hair, and a beard.
Listen, the journey is not going to be easy, and Dave and I purposely share all the time as much as we can about the downs. We're not all perfect, and anybody out there on the media pretending to be super awesome, amazing, you're full of shit.
Everyone has downs.
There are so many downs, and I think that's the biggest challenge is when you step away from the 9 to 5, you realize that there is no mean manager yelling and barking orders and fill out an employee performance bullshit scorecard that nobody reads or cares about and has no you're going to be on your own. So when you have the surrounding of your right people, it's going to hold you accountable. Nobody's going to be, there to hold your hand. It's up to you to recognize that. And at least Dave and I can come here and share that. Yeah, we've messed up here a few times in terms of what we had to get done for the day. But you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. And we're going to get back at it. And just because it's the end of November into December, we're not going to go vacation time. Santa's coming. Ho, ho, ho. January 1st. Like, no, it's like, no, we're doing it now. We're not waiting to restart again anything that we're doing in the mindset or health and fitness or for our businesses.
And that's the thing that I want to stress to people is, what's today? Wednesday. I didn't wait for a Monday. I didn't wait for the first of the month. I kicked myself in the ass yesterday and I said, what the hell am I doing?
Go to the gym.
Get back. Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the gym.
Right? And I said to myself, why am I not going?
You know what's funny?
Just modify the workouts. Go do it. I'm such an idiot for not doing it for the last couple of months.
Yeah, no, I smiled because I got the notification on my watch that you basically killed 1,000 calories. It was like, Dave finished an exercise. I was like, whoa, dust off the cobwebs. I was like, Dave, I sent you a reply. Like, yeah, because I recognized you there was a blip. That's fine. Shit happens, but you got back into it. I was like, that's what we need. Like, yes, you're going back to the gym.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I can't sit here on the podcast and preach and talk about mindset and making waves and dreaming bigger when I'm not doing it myself. So
correct. But that's what makes the show amazing. We're sharing the demos. I don't know anybody doing it though. That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Here's me in the Ferrari. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's like, okay, hold on.
You're not going to find one perfect entrepreneur out there.
No.
Even the Grant Cardones of the world, the Gary V's of the world. Everyone has issues. Everyone has down times. Everyone has good times and bad times, but it's a matter of just sharing those. No one likes to share their imperfect things that they happen, but here we do.
Yeah. Dave.
Yes.
I think we should start something new. Is there anybody in social media that you've come across which has been a good, maybe it's Papa
Swoley. For everyone out there,
it's ridiculous.
Who wants a little, it's so funny though. He's got such a good shtick, as we Jewish people say shtick. He's got such a good shtick that it's like,
Dave, you've never prepared any traditional Jewish type dishes for Hanukkah. I had a colleague of mine, Dan Strauss, legend. He always had something sweet for us prepared. Like, I'm waiting for some nice something there. I'm just saying.
I'm very spoiled. I always just go to my parents' place, and my dad makes good food. My stepmom makes good food, so I just get them to make it all the time for us.
All right, so you like Papa Swoley today?
Go to real Papa Swoley. So type in Papa Swoley.
Okay,
into Instagram. Did you find him?
I found him. He's not following anyone, right? On the top right.
That's
the right account I got.
Oh my god, he's not following.
Yeah, he's not. I just want to make sure that's the right one. You said real. I was like, what? Okay.
That's crazy. I didn't notice that. He's got 270,000 followers and he's following nobody. That's awesome.
There's a lot of people who do that. Honestly, like, social media has become such an ego warfare playing field. And Dave and I have prefaced this for those out there looking for motivation. A lot of these people have all started with nothing. Yep. Dave and I come and put the show together for free out of the goodness of our heart. It costs Dave and I money to put the show out. And then, it's just us sharing our journey. It is what it is. But there's a lot of people, they play these games. Like, they'll follow you to see if you follow back or vice versa. And then, then they have like no followers and then they're not following you again.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what? Like, I won't name names, but there's a certain police officer in the big metropolis city of TO who does the same. And I had a Halifax copper go, do you know what this person is? And it was just kind of like these stupid games. I'm like, I don't know why. But listen, I try to follow some great stuff from time to time. But there's actually two people that I would highly recommend if you get a chance to check out. Ryan Pineda is out of Las Vegas, Nevada. RyanPineda. He's big into real estate investing and flipping. Obviously, for those who know, I invest in real estate. We just did a first flip, but this was something that was pre-downturn of the market and all this stuff. So, but there's the commonality, but he's really awesome at kind of sharing really valuable entrepreneurial things that I think all of us can learn. And he'll even throw stupid things in there about like, look at this watch I bought, but he does it on purpose because there's also an aspect of marketing that you can learn from him. So for those of you wanting to start your business, how to market, he has some great stuff. I just want to share that. And the other one is Steve Sims. I've talked about him before. I got to buy his book. His book just came out. Go for Stupid. Steve Sims has some great stuff. And I would encourage, aside from Dave and I, you should be following Dave and I, but you can also check out their products and their services and what they talk about too, because there's some good stuff. Like, listen, all this stuff is rinse and repeat. None of these people have invented any of these things. They're just rinse and repeating it and coming up with their own version. And the sooner people realize that, the better the world is. It's like, it's not something unique to someone, but they have some great stuff that has been very instrumental, idea flowing. And it was funny because he actually had Grant Cardone just on. So when you mentioned that, I was like, oh, freaking, I know somebody who just had him on the show. And then Robert Kiyosaki is always a good one. Great podcast. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just a few things that have been top of mind for me on social media. Those three people.
Yeah, it's funny. You follow such
extreme people.
Educated people.
I
follow real Papa Swoley.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's
a little bit of A, B, and C.
Well, you know what it is? I can't be too serious my whole day. I don't. There needs to be part of my day that is dedicated to joking around, finding humor in things.
Well, maybe Dave, that's what we got to share with the show. What would a Dave Moskowitz be doing to create a crack of smile and laughter?
Papa Swoley. Watching Papa Swoley, I find him hilarious. I do. You know what I find hilarious is just his nonchalant attitude about telling you what you need to listen and what you need to tell. And I think we miss a lot of that in our society. We sugarcoat things. We don't tell people what we really think or what they really need to hear. And I'm definitely a strong believer of, if you start telling people what they need to hear instead of what they want to hear, then you'll be a little more credible to somebody. So that's what I find funny. About it.
I think it's important that you're finding that outlet too, and it's not all 24/7 business. Like, I get it, it's important, and we've shared that view where I'm more structured, where it needs to be like this, and I'm kind of hard to pull away from that and be like, just go watch a movie. I'm like, no, that could be time. It could be learning about marketing, like whatever. But no, I think that's also important too. You can't be hard on yourself, even when you have the failures, and recognizing, stop being a wiener, get back up. It's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Get started on it again. What did you learn from the experience? Like, I was sharing with you just before the show, we had some downs about some of our investing with the real estate stuff and how certain people handle things. And I'm just kind of like, if it's not in writing for some of these people, it's like they're wasting your time. And it's just kind of like, it's a lot of downs, but you can't let these investors or these people who are interested in wanting to invest bring you down when they decide, I got some theory or excuse. You got to just move on to the next one. Like, it's part of business, it's part of the know, but there can be frustrating moments. You have to find your Papa Swoley out there.
That's right.
Maybe that's our thing. Remember you said a few episodes back, we had to have like, who's your Papa Swoley? Oh, not a Papa Swoley. You're saying it was like the gremlin or some name or something you wanted. Maybe that's our guy. We just got to get that soundbite and pop it in the show. Papa Swoley. Going to the gym.
Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym. Go to the gym, Papa Swoley.
It was a tagline that we were looking for. But we can't steal it. It's his.
No, we can't. I know, but Papa Swoley. At least we have the Papa Swoley episode.
Right.
Chesticle day, are you, Brandon? You're going to the fucking personal trainer. Well, hi, Brandon. You're not skipping leg day, are you, Brandon? You're not skipping arm day and chesticle day, are you, Brandon? You're going to the fucking gym? You don't want to end up on my naughty list. No, you don't.
Just in time for Christmas.
He's wearing a Christmas Santa Claus hat.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, I think we've entertained everyone.
I hope so. I really hope people are enjoying the show,
Yeah,
Dave.
I think we are. We're getting some good feedback. We do get some great information. For the people who have sent us notes of love, thank you very much.
Yes.
Notes of kindness. Thanks for all the kind words. But leave a review too.
Yeah, please.
Get on that Google thing. Leave a review.
Google, your
Machine.
Spotify, your YouTube, your Rumble, please leave a review on the platform. And like we said at the beginning and every episode, we're just wanting you to make waves, right? In your mindset,
right.
challenge yourself. You need to dream bigger. You have to make waves. You need to take action. And it encompasses a lot of areas of your life. If you're not feeling secure and comfortable about yourself, it's going to impact every aspect of your ability to grow business. It's not easy. Nobody was a made overnight millionaire.
Yep.
You need to take time, whether you decide to be your own boss, you decide to take a promotion in your organization. Dave and I will still be there to support you,
Yep.
but we want you to come to the other side. There is a world of opportunity here that you won't even know unless you come and try it. You have to try it. And guess what? If it's not for you, you did it. You tried it. You learned something. You can move on.
Yep. Don't be afraid of not succeeding.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest risk, though. Yeah. People are worried about, oh, I might fail. Like what? Dave, before we kind of, see, I'm like all over the place here. If we have that one listener who's always like, well, the time's not right. Well, when is the time right, Dave?
Time's never going to be right.
Time's never going to be right.
You'll always make excuses for yourself. You'll always say, well, I can't do it now because I don't have $10,000 in the bank. I can't do it now because I'm going on vacation next week. I can't do this. I can't do that.
They're choices.
Yeah. Just be like Nike. Do it. Just do it.
Make it happen. Dave, where can our listeners find you?
I am on LinkedIn and Instagram, David A. Moskowitz, or come on down to Stretch Lab. Get a free 15-minute demo stretch at one of our pop-ups.
You want to do an update on what's going on or save it for the next one?
We'll save it for the next one. We're almost there, though.
Yeah, we're almost
getting close.
You're going to be there before you know it.
Yep.
You can find yours truly Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Richard. No, not TikTok. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah. I stopped doing TikTok. It got weird and there's security stuff there. And yeah, not for me anymore. It's just too many platforms. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook at Richard DiBiase. That's everything. MakingWavesMindsetShow.com. Please let us know thoughts, opinions, feelings, and we hope to catch you on our next episode, everyone. So continue to dream bigger, make waves, and
take action.
We'll talk to you on our next episode.